I'm Josh. I've been at HowVSR Us for about 9 years now. Currently, I manage most of our information technologies here, and I deal with vendor relations, dealing with our different vendors. HowVSR Us has been in business since 2003. I came on very shortly thereafter and started as a technician, and from there I moved into assistant manager. I left briefly for a couple of years to go work back in IT again, and somehow the store drew me back in, and I came back here in 2015 and took up managerial responsibilities at that time. So my wife Dina purchased HowVSR Us in 2018, the summer of 2018. She had managed one of the other stores associated with HowVSR Us for about a decade. At that time we brought on our kids, Isaiah and Isabella, so we are very much family owned and operated. The employees that work here, they've worked here, boy, Art has worked here since before I did. Jeff has been here I think 5 years. Scotty, I hired very shortly after I came back here in 2015. So while the rest of us may not be related by blood, we really are a big family here. And we squabble like a family. You'll see that if you come to the store, especially if Art and I are working on the front that day. We don't charge for the entertainment, that's free. One of my primary job responsibilities here is maintaining our information technologies infrastructure. It's super important for us because of the amount of inventory that we have and the diverse selection of inventory. We have thousands and thousands of SKUs and parts. It's very important that we can accurately track how many we have and that we can get them back in stock quickly when they do sell. We also operate a substantial e-commerce platform. It makes it so that people anywhere in the Denver metro area can see what inventory we have in stock without coming into our store. They can check ahead of time. If you're looking to change a belt, you can just do a Google search and we will probably pop up the belt type for your vacuum cleaner. Another advantage to having strong information technologies infrastructure is we hear every day 2, 3, 5. On a Sunday we might hear it 10 times. You're the only one that has this part that I needed. I've looked everywhere. And we're able to do that because we can track what people are buying, and the information technologies allows us to manage that and make sure that we have the Bizarro part that nobody else has in Colorado but everybody needs. Making it easy for our customers to find our products on the internet and having a wide selection of products is great, but the first step to that is getting the products here in the building. And that's the other part of what I do, is vendor relations, dealing with our vendors and dealing with manufacturers. And that's very important to this business model. And it really splits into really two different things based on the vendors. So certain manufacturers like Shark and Hoover aren't really that interested in assisting their customers in maintaining and supporting the products and longevity of the products. So that battle becomes, how can we find the parts, how can we get the parts, how can we force them, right, shame them into allowing us to maintain their products for their customer base. And on the other side are the higher end products like SIBO and Miele and the Ricard and Simplicity product lines. And that's a very different relationship. Part of the reason that those products have remained very high quality products is because they're sold through independent dealers and we hold them accountable. So all independent vacuum stores, our biggest advantage is our reputation in the community, our reputation for quality, service, and honesty. So we have to sell products that we believe very strongly in, and we force our manufacturers by our checkbook essentially to continue to maintain a high quality standard. And a big part of what I do is watching for trends. Maybe a new product has a consistent flaw in it, and coming to the vendor and simply saying it's either fixed or it's not sold to our customers, because that's what we're talking about here is HowVSR Us customers. We get to decide whether we're going to stand behind a product and offer it to the people that are in our community. So I don't spend my entire day yelling at vendors and telling them to give us high quality products for our customers. I grease the cogs of the machine that run this place. It really is a big machine, and everybody interfaces with different aspects of the system that keeps HowVSR Us running. And I can anticipate on any given day that one of those cogs, or 12 of those cogs, or all of those cogs are going to break, and I'll need to maintain and keep them going. One thing that does for me is it kind of gives me a 1,000-foot view of the entire operations of the store, And dealing directly with our vendors on a daily basis, it also gives me kind of a futuristic and a forward-looking view of what products are coming to market, any issues we may be expecting from different vendors and manufacturers. So I like to try to be a source of information for everybody here on all aspects of the industry. Some people call me an encyclopedia. Art likes to call me Google. And that way people can quickly, when they have a customer that needs an answer to a question that nobody's ever heard before, chances are I may have just heard about it this morning. So that's kind of a auxiliary function of me here. I personally think that because of the investment that good appliances are, it makes sense to make those purchase decisions in a physical brick and mortar store where you can see the product, you can try the product, you can be advised by an expert in the industry who has your interests in mind. But I also have an opinion that's pretty unpopular within my industry. I don't think that it necessarily makes sense to try to force the customers to buy the supplies for their appliances in that same brick and mortar store. I don't think it makes sense to tell you that you need to leave your house and drive 5 miles in the snow to buy a package of vacuum cleaner bags or filters. And that's the reason why we've worked so hard to offer overnight shipping in Colorado for free of all of these supplies. It's a matter of customer convenience, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, is convenience and getting the customer what they need when they need it.